I'm going to do my best to describe the movements to you so you don't feel the need to look up at the screen, so you can really focus on your practice. Any time you guys feel like you are a little bit tired, I encourage you to come into child's pose, which is where you bring your knees nice and wide, you extend your arms out, and then you just bow your head and reconnect to your breath here. Your knees can be out wide for hip opener, which is the theme today, so that's a good place to start. But if you need to open up your lower back, bring your knees together. It's still child's pose, it's a different modification. So this is your home base. This is where you go when you're tired. No matter what pose we're in, we can go to that pose, that posture to get ourselves recentered, okay? So can everybody hear me okay? Thumbs up. Awesome. Hi, Kim. See you there. Alrighty. So I'm going to have you guys, have everybody muted? Perfect. So I'm going to have you guys start by lying on your back, on your mat, or the space that you've cultivated for yourself. And before you do that, try and grab a pillow or a block or something nearby just in case you need some support during this practice. I have a block, but a pillow from your couch or anything like that will work as well. So once you've got that, now bring yourself on your mat, laying flat on your back. Let your feet relax, arms out, palms up towards the ceiling, and close your eyes. Take this time to check in with yourself after the week. Not changing the breath, but just letting it start to slow down as you turn inward. Notice how your body is feeling this morning. Are there any places in particular that you need to pay some attention to? Any places that need a little bit of love? Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Continue to breathe like this. As you bring your attention to your mind. How are you feeling this morning? Are you feeling wound up and tense? Is there any anxiety or worry in your life? Are you peaceful and happy? Without casting judgment, just notice what your mind needs. Take another deep breath in, deep breath out. Good. Keep breathing like this. And bring your awareness to that breath. Are you finding it difficult to take that deep breath in? Is it easy and effortless? Just notice. A little bit of breath work to wake us up. Take a breath in, a breath out. We're going to inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath. Exhale, release it all out. Take a normal breath in, Normal breath out. And then inhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, hold the breath. Exhale, release it all out. Take a normal breath in, normal breath out. And then inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. Exhale, release it out. 2 more like this. Normal breath in, normal breath out. And then inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, hold the breath, guys. Exhale, release. Empty it out. Good. Last one. Inhale, normal breath in. Exhale, normal breath out. And then inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, hold the breath. Hold it a little bit longer. And then release. Beautiful. Take some normal breaths here. Letting the breath just return to normal. Start to wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. Bring your arms overhead. Stretch your body out like you're waking up out of bed. Release. Let's warm up the body a little bit here. Bring your arms by your hips, or your hands by your hips, sorry. Keeping your legs extended. On your inhale, I want you to lift your legs up towards the ceiling. And in the exhale, I want you to lower down slowly. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift up towards the ceiling again. Exhale, lower down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 more, guys. Inhale, lift up towards the ceiling. Exhale, lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift. Last one. Exhale, lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let your legs relax. Bring your left leg or your left foot to your butt, so it's bent. Keep the foot nice and close to the butt. You're gonna take your right leg and you're gonna cross your ankle across the left knee. So that looks like, for you guys, right here. So this is a very gentle hip opener here. If you find this easy, you can take your hands and you can wrap them behind the back of your left leg or your left thigh and pull this left knee towards your hip, your chest. And you can gauge your deepness here. The closer you pull it towards the chest, the deeper the hip stretches. So make sure that you're not causing yourself any pain here, just like a mild discomfort. So you can just rest your foot down, or you can go with the deeper hip stretch and thread the needle, which is grabbing behind the left side. Close your eyes and breathe here. Good. 2 more breaths in. Exhale. 1 more inhale. Exhale, release. Let's switch the legs. So right foot goes towards the hips, towards the butt. The left leg crosses over the right knee. You can stay here for a gentle hip opener, or you can take your hands and weave them behind the right knee. And then start to gently pull that knee towards your chest. You can start to feel this in your hips. A little bit deeper. Breathe. Two more breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. 1 more inhale. Exhale, release down. Beautiful. Come up to a seated position. Now, cross your legs, whatever is comfortable for you. I just want you to kind of do your best to stack your ankles over the knees and knee over the ankle. So it's not a full like crisscross, but it's it's kind of like a half pigeon. So you can see that for the best of my ability, my hips are tight too. My ankle and my knee are in alignment on both sides. So right here, this might be enough for you because you can start to feel it in the hips right here. But if you want a deeper stretch, start to hinge your hips forward and reach in front of you. Bow your head and just find your edge here, wherever that is. Don't hurt yourself because we're not quite warm enough. It's just kind of to gauge how we feel at the beginning of class to the end of class. Remember to breathe. Inhale. Exhale, release. Bring yourself back up to seated. Now I want you to switch the legs. Whatever side you're on. Stay here if this is comfortable. Or you can start to hinge, hip forward, reaching ahead with your hands, finding your edge, and then bowing your head. Breathe here. Two more breaths, guys. One more breath in. Exhale, release. Come onto your knees. Get into that tabletop pose. And now I want you to tuck your toes, lift up your knees, and come into your first down dog of the day. For my regulars, remember, we do not bend our knees. We walk out our legs, opening up the back of the legs a little bit before we go deep into a downward facing dog. So pedal your feet. And now find yourself in stillness, which is downward facing dog. So we're trying to make that inverted V with our body. We're pushing into all four corners of our hands, and our chest should be trying to meet our thighs, so that our head, our spine, and our hips are all in alignment here in this upside down V. Breathe here. Good. One more breath in. One more breath out. Start to tiptoe your feet towards your hands. Bend your knees as you need to here. And then let your head hang, grab opposite elbows. Just hang out in this forward fold since it feels so good. Rock from side to side. Nod yes and no. Let your neck release. Good. Start to roll up vertebrae by vertebrae, coming to a standing position, shoulders and head last. Good. Pull this up a little bit slower. So we're going to go through some sun salutations. If you regularly practice yoga, you're welcome to do the chaturanga upward facing dog modification. If you're still relatively new, you can follow along with me and it'll be a little bit less intense. All right, so we're going to lift our arms up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to hinge our hips forward, reaching ahead of us, bending the knees as we need to, coming into that forward fold once more. On our inhale, we're going to bring our hands to our shins, straighten out the spine, look ahead. And then on your exhale, plant your hands on the mat, step back into a high plank. Hold here for a breath in. And then your breath out, lower all the way down to the floor, chest down, untuck the toes. Inhale, push into the mat with your hands, lift up your chest, baby cobra. On your exhale, tuck your toes, lift up your hips, that downward facing dog once more. Good. Breathe in here. Breathe out here. Two more breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Gaze at the space between your hands On your exhale, step up to meet your hands. Good. Inhale, halfway, hands on the shins once more and look ahead. Exhale, bend your knees as you need to, fold over. Inhale, reverse swan dive, bring your arms all the way up towards the ceiling, stretch here. Exhale, hands at heart center. So that's the classical sun salutation. We're gonna do that 2 more times, that same sequence. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, hinge forward, lead with the hands, bend your knees as you need to, come into that forward fold. Inhale, hands on the shins, straighten out the back. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, high plank. Inhale, hold here. Exhale, lower down. Untuck the toes, lower the chest. Inhale, lift up, push into the mat, baby cobra. Exhale, tuck your toes, lift up your knees, and then your hips, downward facing dog. 2 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more breath in. 1 more breath out. Inhale, gaze at the space between your hands. Exhale, bend your knees and step up to meet your hands. Good. Inhale, halfway, hands on the shins, look ahead. Exhale, fold over, bend your knees as you need to. Inhale, reach all the way up towards the ceiling, come into a standing pose. And then bring your hands to heart center on that exhale. 1 more time like that, guys. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold over, lead with the hands. Bend your knees as you need to. Inhale, hands on the shins, look ahead. Exhale, step back, high plank, but lower down all the way down this time on that exhale. Untuck the toes. Inhale, lift up the chest, baby cobra. Exhale, lower down, tuck the toes, lift up the hips, downward facing dog. Few breaths here, guys. Remember that deep breathing. If you're tired, remember you can come into child's pose here, but I do encourage you to stay in this pose for a little bit longer. One more breath in. 1 more breath out. Bring your weight to that left foot. Lift your right leg up towards the ceiling. Keep those toes pointed towards the floor. Keep your shoulders square, both of them facing the corners of the mat. Hold here. Let your heel drop on that left side, opening up the back of the leg. Good. Inhale. On your exhale, I want you to open up the hips and let your top leg or top foot drop to the butt. Open up the hips here. Good. Inhale. On your exhale, bring that knee towards your chest, the lifted knee, and step it between the hands. Keep that back leg lifted. Lift up your arms. High lunge. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. Bend into that front knee, open up the hip. Good. 1 more breath in here. 1 more breath out. Inhale. And then on your exhale, plant your hands, step back into that high plank once more, lower all the way down on your exhale. Untuck the toes. Lift up the chest, baby cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift up the hips, downward facing dog. Very nice, guys. Breathe here. Bring your weight into that right foot. Lift up your left leg towards the ceiling. Flex that foot. Make sure those toes are pointing towards the floor. Sink into that right heel and let the back of your right leg open up. Good. Inhale. On your exhale, open up the hips. Let that left foot drop towards the butt. Hip opener here. Remember to breathe. Good. Inhale. On your exhale, bring that knee towards the chest and then step it between the hands. Good. Take a breath in here. Breath out here. And then on your inhale, lift up. High lunge, arms up towards the ceiling. Remember, we drop our shoulders away from the ears. Sink into that front knee. Very nice, guys. Inhale. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, lower all the way down to the mat. Untuck the toes. Inhale, lift up. Upward facing dog or baby cobra. Tuck the toes, lift up the hips. Downward facing dog. Breathe. Let's do that again at a quicker pace. Inhale, right leg up towards the ceiling. Exhale, fold the knee, drop the foot to the butt. Breathe in here. Breathe out here. Inhale. On your exhale, bring that knee towards your chest. Step it between the hands. Inhale, bring your arms up, high lunge. Exhale, bring those arms back down again. Step back, high plank. Flow through vinyasa or lower all the way down, following me. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck the toes above the hips. Downward facing dog. Beautiful, guys. Inhale, left leg up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bend the knee, let the foot drop to the butt. Breathe in here. On your exhale, bring that knee towards the chest, step it between the hands. On your inhale, come up into that high lunge. On your exhale, lower all the way down, frame the front foot, high plank. Inhale here, and then lower all the way down to the mat. Untuck the toes. Push into the mat, lift up the chest, upward facing dog or cobra. And then now I want you to come into downward facing dog and then drop your knees to the mat. Bring your feet together behind you and come into child's pose. Just connecting to your breath here, closing your eyes, letting your breath slow down a little bit. Beautiful, guys. Reconnect to the body. 2 more breaths here. One more breath. Come into downward facing dog. Let's add a little bit more onto that sequence. Lift the right leg up. And then on your exhale, bring that knee towards the chest, step it between the hands. Lift up into a high lunge. And then on your exhale, bring your hands back down again. I want you to wiggle your right foot over to the edge of the mat a little bit and bring your right hand on the inside of your right foot. Drop the back leg, the back knee to the ground, untuck the back toes, and come into this lizard lunge position. So this might be fine for you, this particular posture. If this is too easy, you can use a pillow or a block if you have one, and you can drop your elbows onto that. If that's also too easy, you can drop your elbows all the way down to the mat. We're going to sit here in this pose and breathe. So find whatever posture is good for you this morning and good for your hips. Remember, we should not be in pain. Very nice, guys. 2 more breaths there. One more breath in. One more breath out. Touch the back toe, move up the back knee. And then step back into that high plank. Hold here for a breath in. And then everyone lower all the way down to the mat. Good. Keeping your hands where they are, lift up the chest. And then look over the right shoulder. Breathe in. On your exhale, look ahead. Go over to the left. Breathe in. Exhale, come back to center. Bring your chest down. Nice. Keep your hands where they are. Tuck your toes into your hips. Downward facing dog. Once more. Let's do this on the other side. Inhale, left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, bring that knee towards the chest. Step between the hands. Inhale, lift your arms up for that high lunge position. On your exhale, bring those arms down. Wiggle your left foot over to the left side. Bring your left hand on the inside of your left foot. Drop the back knee, untuck the back toes. And find your lizard pose, whichever is good for you. So hands can be just extended out. You can drop to your elbows, either on a block or on the mat. Just close your eyes and breathe. Two more breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, release. Bring that left hand to the other side of your left foot. Wiggle your left foot back to the center of the mat. Tuck the back toe, lift up the back knee, and then step back for that high plank again. Hold here. Exhale, lower all the way down or chaturanga. Untuck the toes. Inhale, upward facing dog or baby cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes up the hips. Downward facing dog. Good, guys. One more breath in. One more breath out. Let's drop our knees to the mat. Untuck the back toes. And come into just sitting on your heels. So what we're going to do is kind of a camel pose. So I'm just going to demo this for you really quick before you try it. So you're going to lift up your hips. And you're going to draw your shoulders, like roll the shoulders back. And modification number one is just to bring your hands to the lower back and stay right here. And just back bend as you need to, supporting the lower back. And you're going to start to look up towards the ceiling. So this is just a very easy modified version. If you feel this is too easy for you, you can tuck your toes and so your hips, your heels a little bit higher, and you can start to reach back and drop your neck back. So let's take a breath in, take a breath out, and then when we're ready, find the posture that's good for us, whatever camel pose works for you. Inhale, lift yourself up, find your position. And then exhale if you're going a little bit deeper. Everybody else, just remember to breathe in the pose that you're at. Good. One more breath in. One more breath out. Slowly start to release yourself down. Sit on your heels. And then just extend forward into child's pose, letting the back relax for a moment. Good. Lift yourself up once more. Let's do that a second round. Inhale, exhale. And then when you're ready, lift yourself up into the camel pose of choice. Remember to support the lower back. Open up the chest here. Look up towards the ceiling. Good. Two more breaths here. One more breath in. Exhale, release down. Sit on the hips. Extend the arms forward, bow the head, child's pose. Very nice, guys. Breathe here. Let's bring ourselves back to that downward facing dog pose. So tuck the toes, lift up the hip, knees, and then the hips. We find ourselves here. Inhale, right leg up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring that knee towards the chest, step it between the hands. Inhale, arms up, high lunge. On your exhale, bring those hands down. Wiggle that right foot over to the right side. Right hand on the inside of the right foot. Drop the back knee, untuck the back toes. Lizard lunge, but keep your arms extended here. Good. And I want you to let your right knee collapse open a little bit. You should be rolling onto the edge of your right foot. So you can stay here in this modified galaxy pose position. If this is too easy for you, I want you to take your right hand and reach for your back foot. Or try to. You can stay here if you start to feel this in your quads, which I definitely do right now. But if this is also too easy for you, open up the chest towards the ceiling. Good. Inhale. Exhale, release the grip. Bring yourself back towards the front of your mat. Bring your weight back into the center of your foot, and the knee comes back towards the body. Step back into that high plank. Exhale, lower down or chaturanga. Untuck the toes, lift up the hips, or lift up the chest, sorry. Upward facing dog or cobra. And then tuck your toes, lift up your hips, downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. Inhale, left leg up towards the ceiling. Exhale, step it through between the hands. Inhale, lift your arms up, high lunge. Exhale, bring the arms down, frame the front foot. Wiggle that left foot over towards the left hand on the inside. Drop the back knee, untuck the back toes. And now let your knee open up and roll onto the edge of your left foot. Stay here, or begin to take your left hand and reach for your back foot. Galaxy pose. Breathe here, guys. Good. One more breath in. Exhale, release down. Bring your knee back to center. Step back into that high plank position. And then exhale, lower down, chaturanga, all the way down to the mat. Untuck the back toes. Lift up the chest. Shift your weight back, downward facing dog or child's pose. And maybe you guys do a lot of vinyasas, so low push-ups, so I'm making sure you get ample rest between them. Good. Come step downward facing dog once more. Right leg up towards the ceiling. Exhale, step it through between the hands. Inhale, bring yourself up to that high lunge. And then I want you to open up to the side into kind of a shooting star pose. Or star pose, sorry. Hands on the hips. Inhale, make yourself nice and tall. Make sure both your feet are pointing towards the long side edge of your mat. And then hinge your hips. Bring your chest down towards the mat. Let your head hang. And you can stay here with your hands on your hips, or you can start to reach behind you between your legs. Or you can grab the big toe, this nice wide angle forward fold. Close your eyes and just hang out here for a minute. Try to lift yourself up out of the pose and turn your torso towards the front of the mat, letting your feet come with you. So you're kind of in a low forward lunge. Step back once more, high into that plank, lower all the way down to the mat. Untuck the toes. Before we go back and do this other side, bring your arms out to a T, drop your head to one side and rest on your left cheek. Now take your right foot and bring it up behind you and try to touch your left hand. You might touch it, you might not. This is just a nice twist right here. Good. Make sure that's for me. In and release back to center. This is one of my favorite poses. Scorpion. Switch your cheek so you're looking over to the left now, and resting on your right cheek. Inhale, lift up the left leg and try to bring it to the right hand. Nice. Inhale. Exhale, bring yourself back to center. Bring those hands back by the chest, nice and close. Inhale, lift up the chest. Cobra. Touch the toes with the hips. Downward facing dog. Nice, guys. Inhale, left leg up towards the ceiling. Exhale, step it through between the hands. Nice. Inhale, arms up, high lunge. Exhale, open up into that star pose. Over to the right. Very nice. Hands at the hips. Bring your hands down, bend your knees as you need to, and then drop your knees to the mat. And I want you to turn your feet out. So your toes are pointing outward. So what that looks like is that my knee and my ankle are parallel, and my toes are pointed out towards the side. From here, extend your arms out in front of you and sit your hips back to frog pose. Now go as far back as you feel you need to with your hips. Find your edge here. And then you start to let your elbows and your hands relax and just bow your head towards the mat. You can make your knees wider for a deeper stretch. Just make sure that you're protecting your knees and your ankles by keeping them in alignment. Breathe here. Two more breaths. One more breath. Nice. Start to lift up your chest, bring your knees together. Not a very fun transition here. So step your feet up so you come back into kind of a wider forward fold and wiggle your feet closer together, not too close though, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our knees, we're gonna bend into kind of a squat, like a low squat pose. We're gonna bring our palms together and we're gonna energetically push into the knees so that we open up the hips a little bit more. Make sure we're not rounding the back here. We're making sure that we're looking ahead and we're sitting nice and tall. Malasana. Here. One breath in. Exhale, bring your hands towards the ground. Lift up your hips. Wiggle your toes together so your feet are together. Bend your knees as you need to, just for just a forward fold here. Good. Bring your arms all the way up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Let's do a little bit of balance hip opening here. So there are a few modifications to this balance pose. So I'm going to demo for you guys. So you can just practice your balance by bringing your weight into the right foot and lifting up the leg here and flexing the toes. Next step is to open up the hips, open up the leg, the knee out to the side, staying nice and tall here. So this is balance pose number 1, the easier version. The deeper pose is where you grab the toes and you extend out. So everybody find a focal point on the mat. Bring your weight into that right foot. Lift up your left knee, flex the left toes. And then take the modification you want, whether that is just pushing the knee open or taking the bind, which is grabbing the toes and extending it out to the sides. I like to extend my right arm out because it helps kind of keep me balanced. Breathe in, breathe out, and release down. Very nice, guys. Let's find weight on the left foot this time and do on the other side. Inhale, lift up that right foot, flex the right toes. Hold here. And then when you're ready, find your modification on this side, whether it's just opening up the hip like so, or finding the bind, which I'm way worse on this side, so I'm just going to go ahead and do the knee. Breathe here. One more guys. One more breath in. One more breath out. Bring the knee back to center and lower it down. Let's come back towards the mat. Sit and let's test our hips and see how we feel with that cross-leg position again. So we're stacking the ankles over the knees. We're pulling the flesh away from our body. And then we're going to hinge at the hips, reach ahead, and see if we can reach a little bit deeper this time. Nice, guys. One more breath in. And release, bring yourself up tall. Let's switch and do the other side. You guys are doing great. Breathe in, nice and tall. Exhale, hinge over, extend the arms ahead. Back into those hips once more. Nice. Breath in. On your breath out, start to lift yourself back up. Let's find ourselves on our back and come into happy baby. So that's when your hips, your knees are nice and wide, and you're going to grab for the outside edges of your feet, and you're going to extend your feet up towards the ceiling. So you're kind of balancing on your spine here. If you rock from side to side, it feels kind of nice, like it's massaging your lower back. One more breath in, one more breath out. Release the grip on your feet, but keep your legs where they are. Straighten out your legs, and you can bring your hands to the inside of your calves, open up the legs here. If you're super flexible, you can take the bind here and grab the toes and open up into wide angle or straddle stretch. But sometimes this is too intense. So just grab where you can on your legs and just encourage opening up. Nice. Inhale. Exhale, bring your knees back to center. Let your feet drop to the mat. Nice. Extend your left leg out, keeping your right knee bent. Bring it towards the chest and wrap your hands around the knee. We're going to do my personal favorite, which is just draw circles on the ceiling with our knee. opening up that hip joint. Rotate the other way if you haven't already. And bring that knee back to center. Release your grip. Let's switch sides. Send the right leg out. Bring the left knee towards the chest. Up to those circles on the ceiling with the left knee. Beautiful. Switch direction if you haven't already. Bring the knee back to center. Release the grip. Drop the foot to the mat. Now bring your other knee bent as well. Bring your feet together and then just let your knees open up and relax. If you need some more support here, you can bring blocks or pillows under your knees. With your hands, I want you to bring one hand to the heart and one hand to the belly. Close your eyes. Let your body just start to relax. Notice the rhythm of your breath, the rise and fall of your belly, and how that feels on your hands. You can stay in this position if this is comfortable for you. You can extend your legs out and come back to where we started in that corpse pose, that Shavasana pose. Palms out. Feet relax. Eyes closed. Start to notice your breath slow down. And check in with the self once more. The body, the mind, the breath, and the spirit. I want you to envision a flowing stream somewhere in a remote place, in a forest. Notice its vibrant colors. Notice the flow of the water. Notice what it smells like. Notice the cold air around the stream. Start to watch the flow of that water. Start to move down towards the feet and flow into the feet. Watch that stream start to flow into the calves and the legs. Watch it start to feed into the hips, lower back, the belly, the ribs, the chest. Watch it flow into your hands, into your arms. Then into the neck, shoulders. And then finally into the head. And notice your whole self start to feel grounded. So you find yourself in your final resting pose, Shavasana. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Bring your awareness back to your body. Again, breathe in, fill up the lungs. Empty them out. Start to invite gentle movement to the body. Wake it up. Then roll over to one side in that fetal position, taking these last moments of rest. And then when you're ready, bring yourself up to a seated cross-leg position, facing me. Keeping your eyes closed for the time being. Beautiful. Start to open up your eyes, inviting in light, colors, and shapes. Let's all take a breath together. Close the class. Exhale, and then breathe in. Breathe out. And your hands front and center. Thank you guys for teaching, letting me teach you today. From my heart to yours. Namaste. Good job.